afternoon, students. So in last video we studied about rural development. What is rural development? What is the meaning of rural development and importance of rural development? So the second one is decentralization. So what is the meaning of decentralization? It is very important to know first of all the meaning of decentralization. If any power it is divided into different parts. Why? To do the administrative work properly, that is only known as decentralization. So many times they have asked this question for 1 mark, 2 marks and all. What is decentralization? So see here, providing administrative power and the responsibility of developing the village to people themselves is called decentralization. Understood? So the rural area, they should be developed. Understood? When they will be developed? When they know what are the problems. So see here, if I want to improve myself, so first to improve what I should know? I should know what all bad things are there in me. Understood? What all bad things are there, where I am bad, what should I do? I should know first of all that. If I know that, then with one problem I can work and I can improve myself. So in the same way, to improve the rural areas, first of all you should know, the people of the village only will know what are the problems faced by those people. So when they will know the problems, at that time what will happen? When the powers are provided or given to the people, they by themselves only they can improve the village or they can improve the rural areas. That is only known as decentralization. So here, providing administrative power and the responsibility of developing the village to people themselves is called decentralization. It is a process through which power sharing occurs and people participate in decision making. So see here, decentralization, it is a process where the power sharing is done. Means only one person or only the government of the place will not have the power. Here power is shared between many people and all of them, understood, all of them, the people of the rural areas, they participate in improving the rural areas. It is also a process that aims at planning and development from below. This process was called as Gram Swaraj by Mahatma Gandhi. So see here, it is a process where we have to improve the village from the below. Below means from the basic level only we should improve the rural areas. So that process is known as Gram Swaraj. Understood? Who called it as Gram Swaraj? Mahatma Gandhi. Gram means rural areas or rural places. Swaraj means they should be given independence. Independence regarding taking any decisions. Any decisions means it should be regarding improving their villages. Next here, decentralization reduces various kinds of exploitation, affords human independence and dignity. So here, it reduces various kinds of exploitation, upholds human independence and dignity, nurtures human values like compassion and cooperation. So here, it upholds human values. Human values means morality, truth, love for each other and all. And also compassion and cooperation. In villages you might have seen, when you go to villages, the people, if you take any one person's name, the entire village will be knowing about that person. And so him, about his family, about how he is and all. And the village people, what happened, they don't discriminate among themselves regarding caste, economic status and all. They help each other and they live with more cooperation. So this much is about decentralization. Next pass here, the Panchayat Raj system has been rejuvenated in India in order to promote decentralization. The Government of India enacted the 73rd Constitutional Amendment in 1993, which established a uniform system of Panchayat Raj institutions throughout the country. You see here, in 1993, amendment was done regarding this Panchayat Raj institution. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. Understood? By 73rd Amendment The Act conferred constitutional status to the Panchayat institutions. As per the Act, a three-tier system of Panchayat has come into existence. So see, according to this Act, that is Panchayat Raj Institution Act, three-tier system is there. Three-tier. It works on three-tier system. What Panchayat Raj institution? It works on three-tier system. So what is this three-tier system? See, you study here. The feature of Panchayat Raj system adopted in India are. So these points are there. 6 points are there. What are the features of Panchayat Raj system? If they ask, you should write these 6 points. In that first ones here, a three-tier structure of district, taluka and village panchayat with the Gram Sabha as a foundation. So this three-tier system is taluka, village, zilla panchayat. Zilla panchayat is there, taluka panchayat is there, village panchayat is there. With the Gram Sabha as foundation. A Gram Sabha will be there in village panchayats. So this is known as three-tier system. Next, direct and periodic elections. So in Gram Sabha or village panchayats, direct means you can go and elect the direct person, and periodic elections for so much months or so much years, periodic correctly elections take place. Reservation of seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, backward classes and women. So in that election, seats are being reserved for women's SC, ST, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Next, provision of major financial and administrative responsibilities, budget and audit requirements. So what this Panchayat Raj institution it do? It also takes responsibility of financial and administrative. Understood? If in a village, if for improvement any budget is required, if any finance is required, it tells about that. And also about administrative policies. This law should be made, this rules should be made. So that all it does. Next, audit requirements. Audit requirements means yearly how much we have spent, how much we require again. That is known as audit requirements, checking of the accounts. Next, provision for executive support staff. Provision for executive support staff means if to make any law, rule or anything, staff is required. Some people are required to work there. It can appoint for those people. Next, a strict procedure for dissolution, suppression of panchayat and mandatory elections within 6 months of dissolution. If the elections are dissolved, so dissolution is if some leader is there, if he dies or anything happens, if due to some reason, the elections will be dissolved, and within the dissolution of 6 months, again the election should be held. So these are the features of Panchayat Raj institution. And here Karnataka has 30 Jilla Panchayats, 176 Taluk Panchayats and more than 6022 Gram Panchayats. So there are how many Gram Panchayats? So many Gram Panchayats are there in Karnataka. So this much is about decentralization. In this, what is important? Features of Panchayat Raj institution is important, and when it was introduced by 73rd Constitutional Amendment in 1993. So how it works? It works on three-tier system, that is Zilla Panchayat, Taluk Panchayat and Village Panchayat. Understood? So what is decentralization? Sharing of administrative powers to work more efficiently, that is only known as decentralization. So here what questions are asked? Features of Panchayat Raj institution. Next, what is decentralization and when this Panchayat Raj Institution Act was amended. So these are important questions in this. Next one is third one, that is role of Panchayat Raj institution in rural development. Third one is role of Panchayat Raj institution in rural development. institution, it will help in rural development. See, a Panchayat Raj institution, that is PRIs, play role in enabling the rural people to participate in rural development. So through this Panchayat Raj institution, when the people they get administrative power, financial power and all, what will happen? They can help the people or they can help that village to improve. They are responsible for implementing various schemes related to poverty, alleviation and livelihood security based, besides providing public amenities. So what those people they can do? They can provide, they can help to remove poverty, the elimination of poverty, and also livelihood security, means social security, providing clean water, pure air and living with security. And next, public amenities. Public amenities means living in the village without any fear. They provide the rural community with basic facilities of road, drains, drinking water, street lights, toilets, school and hospital buildings, market yards, etc. So this village panchayat, that is rural panchayat institutions, what they do? They provide these all facilities like school, health, markets, toilets, lights, drinking water and all. Through encouragement of primary and middle school education, adult education, technical and vocational training and expansion of health and hygiene facilities, panchayats have also attempted to develop human resources. So see here, they encourage the village of the people to get primary and secondary education. Primary means from 1 to 7. Secondary education is high school. So here they encourage the people to get primary and middle school education and also adult education, technical education. Technical education means some short courses will be there now. That is called as technical education. Vocational training. Vocational training means by those training and all you can earn money like tailoring and wiring, this all. And expansion of health and hygiene facilities. Expansion of health and hygiene means sanitation. Understood? Clean environment, pure air, drainage system should be there proper. By this health will be good of the people. So these all works it does. Which does this all work? Panchayat Raj institutions. The Gram Sabha is an important body of a Gram Panchayat. It is compulsory to conduct Gram Sabha meeting at least once in 6 months. So here, to improve the condition of a rural area or a village, Gram Panchayats are very necessary. Aside village Panchayat or Gram Panchayat, they are very necessary or very important. So see here, compulsory at least one meeting for 6 months. All the village of the people, they should gather together and a meeting should be held at least for once in a, for 6 months at least once the meeting should be held. So there what happens in that meeting, they should discuss what all problems they face or what all problems are there in the village. All the adults who are in the voter list of the village are the members of the Gram Sabha. All developmental schemes are decided in the Gram Sabha itself. So, in a village, how many people are eligible to vote? Means those who have the voter IDs, those all people are the members of Gram Sabha. And those all people, those all members, they should participate in the meetings. The predominant function of PRIs is to engage in local planning. The Gram Sabha prepares village development schemes during its open meetings such as those for school facilities, drinking waters, water supply, primary health care, veterinary dispensary or a market link road, etc. So see here the predominant function. Predominant function means the main function or the main thing which should take place in Gram Sabha meetings. Understood? Is regarding the development of the village. For the development of the village, what all they require, that discussion should take place in the meeting. It might be anything regarding schools, regarding health, regarding roads, regarding enhancing of the produce of the market, agriculture, and also regarding veterinary dispensary, means animals will be there, more animals, domestic animals will be there in the village. So veterinary dispensary is very much necessary in the rural areas. Next, see programs like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Schemes, MGNREGS, for generation of employment and alleviation of poverty can be implemented effectively through panchayat institutions. So see here programs. These programs have been started by the government. Understood? Like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. This program has been started by the government. Why? To employ the people. Employ means by giving a job to the people. Why? It will be helpful in alleviation of the poverty. It will be helpful in removing the poverty. Housing programs. See, many housing programs are there. The people who don't have their own houses and all, the houses, the area, land is given and also some amount is given for the construction of the houses. Like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Ambedkar Valmiki Housing Program, Ashray Yojana, etc. are also implemented to provide shelter to the shelterless people. Understood? Shelterless people means the people, those don't have their own houses. Through these programs like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Ambedkar Valmiki Housing Program, Ashray Yojana. Through these programs, government or the Gram Sabha or the Gram Panchayat is giving the houses to the people, to the shelterless people. The public distribution system in village is strengthened and poor people are provided with the essential food grains. Public distribution system. Public distribution system means you might have heard about the ration shops where groceries are given to the people in a very low price. So that is known as public distribution system. By identifying the old people, the disabled, widows, mentally retarded people, etc., it can be ensured that all the facilities from the social welfare program of the government reach them properly. So see here, the disabled people. Disabled means handicapped and all. Next, widows. And the mentally retarded people means who is mentally abnormal. Such people, old people, such people are identified in the village, and by this public distribution system, essential grains and what are the requirements are there, those are given from those shops. So this is also a kind of program which has been started by the government. Next here, all the self-help group of women can be brought together and proper encouragement can be given to their productive activities. Self-help groups. Already in development lesson we have studied about it in detail. Understood? So such self-help groups are there in the villages also. They start their own work and earn themselves so that it will be economically helpful to them. In this way, women too can be made to participate in the development of the nation. So see here, by self-help groups, woman, she can be economically independent, and by this she can help the country to develop. Social and cultural activities can be encouraged through celebration of village fairs and festivals. So see, village fairs and festivals. In villages many fairs, that Jatri and all will take place, and many festivals are being celebrated. By that what happened, those fairs and festivals, many social and cultural development or activities can be taken place. Through such activities, village arts and crafts will get an impetus and the rural culture will get enriched. In fairs, festivals and all, what will happen? In this village this thing is famous. Like any art, drawings, anything weaving or sculpture, such activities are famous that they can sell in such fairs and festivals. By this what will happen? It will help the village to improve. More employment opportunities can be provided to the people through nurturing the rural productive activities of agriculture, cattle rearing, poultry, fishery and social forestry, etc. So see here, not only agriculture, these all things are there which can take place in the rural areas. Which are they? Like agriculture also is there. Cattle rearing. Cattle rearing, through cattle rearing what happens? They can get milk and dairy products can be sold. And also poultry. Poultry means hens, eggs and all. Fishing, social forestry. Understood? Cutting of wood and all is done. Social forestry means. So these all works can be done in the rural areas. By this again what will happen? The rural areas will be developed. Irrigation can be expanded by undertaking construction of ponds and tanks. Desilting them regularly, maintenance of minor irrigation works, etc. Rural and cottage industries can be improved. So see here, irrigation facilities should be compulsorily given to the rural areas. How it should be done? Irrigation by ponds and tanks. Understood? Construction of small tanks and ponds, so that when there is less rainfall or when there is necessity of water, they can take water from those ponds and tanks. Nowadays you might have seen in villages and all, they dig a place like a tank and there some plastic is they put and they keep water there. Understood? The water is kept in stock there. Why? Because whenever there is requirement of water, they can take them. So this is also kind of program which has been started by the government. So the farmers, they can take help from such things. And desilting of these tanks or these ponds should be done regularly. Desilting means whenever we store water, their water happens little bit and the bed of that tank and all, their water happens mud gets deposited. So that mud and all whatever the waste thing is there, that should be removed. That is called as desilting. Why it should be removed? Because the water capacity will be decreased. If desilting is done, automatically what will happen? The capacity of the water will be increased. So this desilting should be done, by which it will be helpful for irrigation. Next, rural and cottage industry should be improved. The small scale industries which are started in the rural areas, those also should be improved. So by this all what will happen? The economic condition of the rural areas, it will be improved. In all the above activities, Panchayat Raj institution plays a significant role and bring about an overall development of rural areas. Understood? So by this way what happened? Panchayat Raj institution, it plays a very important role in developing the rural areas. Understood? So this question many a times they have asked for 3 marks and 4 marks. What is the role of Panchayat Raj institution in rural development? So you can write about housing programs, you can write about the role of Gram Panchayats in improving the villages, like providing them facilities. Next, public distribution shops you can write. And these all, desilting of the tanks should be done, irrigation facility should be provided during fairs and festivals, the crafts and all can get an impetus. So these all many points are there in that. In this about more than 20 points you can make and write. So see our next 4th one is women and rural development. So see our women and rural development. Last one, 4th. So about women, we have already studied like gender equality, gender discrimination and self-help groups. In that all you have studied about empowerment of women and regarding women. Why so much importance is given to women? Because women are about 50% of the total population. So if women they get improved, automatically what will happen? There will be improvement of the country. So in rural development, how importance is given to the woman and how she can improve. In her lifetime, the woman performs a variety of duties such as mother, wife, daughter-in-law and daughter. A man's life is shaped by a woman. She works not only inside the house but also outside as a farmer, worker, employee, officer, businesswoman and lawmaker at an equal level with men. So see here, woman, she plays a very important role in the country or in our society. She not only works in the house as a mother, sister, daughter and all, but also she goes out of the house to work, to earn money. It might be in any organized sector or in any unorganized sector. It might be in agriculture, business, as an officer or anything. Hence her role is decisive in the development of the country. fisheries, silkworm, rearing, horticulture, floriculture and poultry. Women from the majority among agriculture workers too. So see here, a woman, she does business also. She is an officer also. She works as a slave also in other sectors. So see here, she works as she does cattle rearing, fishery works, silkworms and also horticulture and floriculture. Floriculture means where only flowers are grown. Horticulture means fruits and vegetables and all. So she does this all works. Educated women are successfully handling a variety of jobs in various fields in the economy. So those women who are educated, they do good jobs and they are at a higher position and their economic level is also very good. Women who are rendering exceptional service in government offices, commercial establishment, educational institutions, hospitals, old age homes, etc. In addition, educated women are playing a prominent role in population control. So here, educated women, they are playing very important role. They are working at government offices, commercial establishments. Commercial establishments means doing their own large businesses, and educational institutions, hospitals, old age houses. Here all what happens, women are working. And also they are helping the government in controlling the population. Women are establishing themselves in political field too. Starting from the Gram Panchayat to the position of a president, they are handling various responsibilities as political leaders at various levels of the government. You see here, women, what happened? They are even working in the political field. See, in earlier lessons, whatever he has studied about women, that only he has again repeated here. So see, here, women, they are working in political fields. In Gram Panchayat, it might be in Taluk Panchayat, in Zilla Panchayat, or in any minister. She is working in political field. They are handling various responsibilities as political leaders at various levels of the government. Understood? As ministers, as officers and all, in political field also they are working at a high position. As there is reservation for women in Panchayat Raj institutions, an ordinary village woman has the opportunity to handle political power and work towards rural development. So see here, in Gram Panchayat also what happens? Few seats are being reserved for the women. So here what happens? When few seats are reserved to the women, automatically what will happen? She will get that political power to improve her village. A notable feature in Karnataka at present is that there are more than 50% women among the elected members of Panchayat institutions. So see here, in Karnataka especially, there are more than 50% women in Panchayats, especially in Gram Panchayats. So by this what will happen? The woman, she is getting the power, political power to improve or to develop the rural areas. Next here, women self-help groups have been created in all villages in the rural sectors. So already about self-help groups in development lesson you have studied on that. So these self-help groups are there which help the women to improve the rural areas. These have been playing a significant role in organizing poor rural women and making them financially independent. So here see, by these self-help groups what she can do? She can be economically independent. Financially she will be independent. She will not depend upon her family. Members of these groups can avail of loans easily and engage in productive activities. So they can get easily loans and they can again by loans they can develop their business. They can develop their work. These associations have been successful in mobilizing savings and in repayment of loans. When she can earn more money, automatically what will happen? She can pay the loans which she has taken from the government. Through the self-help groups, alert women are able to get rid of social evils like child marriage, dowry, caste system, superstitions, exploitation of women and children. They are able to contribute towards building a clean and progressive society. So here, through these self-help groups, not only economically she will be developed or she can improve her condition, but also she will be alert about the evils which are going on in the society. Like like dowry system, child marriage, and exploitation against women, caste system and all. She will know about these all problems and she can fight against that. So here what happens? By this development of women in rural areas, automatically what will happen? The rural areas will be developed and the condition of the women in the rural areas it will be developed. So by this way the women they help in the development of the rural areas. So by this what happens? This chapter, that is rural development, it is completed. So it is very easy, and in the next video I will tell about filling the blanks and question answers. So thank you students.